What is the most humiliating thing someone made you do at their house? I was 13 and had never been to a sleepover before. When Brandon from my science class invited me to his house for the weekend, I was so excited I could barely focus in class. His family lived in this massive house with a circular driveway and those fancy lion statues by the front door. My mom dropped me off Friday evening with my old backpack and sleeping bag. The house was even bigger inside. Everything looked like it came from a magazine. Brandon's mom answered the door wearing pearls, and this fake smile that made my stomach feel weird. She looked at my beat-up sneakers and said, "Welcome," in a voice that didn't sound welcoming at all. Brandon showed me around, and I tried not to touch anything. Their kitchen was bigger than our entire living room. His dad barely looked up from his newspaper when we walked by. Around dinner time, his mom called us in. The table was set with actual cloth napkins and more forks than I knew what to do with. That's when things got strange. Brandon sat down at the table, but his mom pointed to a folding chair they'd set up by the kitchen counter. She said, "Guests eat separately in their house because the dining room table was only for family members." I looked at Brandon, expecting him to say something, but he just stared at his plate. So, I ate my sandwich alone at the counter while they had steak and fancy vegetables at the real table. I could hear them talking and laughing, but I felt invisible. After dinner, I thought things would get normal again when we went to play video games. Around 11 o'clock, Brandon said it was time for bed. He led me down this long hallway to what he called the guest room. When he opened the door, my heart sank. It wasn't a bedroom at all. It was a storage room filled with boxes, old furniture, and Christmas decorations. In the corner was a tiny closet with the door open. His mom appeared behind us with a yoga mat and a pillow that looked like it came from a garbage bag. She said I'd be sleeping in the closet because the actual guest bed was being cleaned. The closet was maybe 3 feet wide and smelled like mothballs. There wasn't even a light inside. I wanted to call my mom so badly, but my phone was dead and I was too embarrassed to ask to use theirs. I curled up on that thin yoga mat listening to Brandon watching TV in his huge bedroom next door. The closet was pitch black, and every time I moved, hangers would hit me in the head. But Saturday morning was when it got really humiliating. I woke up needing to pee so badly it hurt. When I asked where the bathroom was, Brandon's dad stopped me in the hallway. He said guests weren't allowed to use the upstairs bathrooms because they were for family only. He pointed toward the basement stairs and said there was a toilet down there I could use. The basement wasn't finished, just concrete floors, exposed pipes, and spider webs everywhere. And the toilet was just sitting there in the open with no walls around it, no door, nothing. As I walked down with my toothbrush, I heard Brandon laughing upstairs. When I looked back, he was at the top of the stairs with his phone recording me. He was filming me walking down to pee in their creepy basement like some kind of animal. I used the toilet as fast as I could, but when I came back upstairs, Brandon was still giggling. He showed me his phone screen. He'd already posted it on his story with the caption, "Basement Troll Alert." I could see other kids from school had already viewed it. I felt sick to my stomach. I asked if I could call my mom, but his parents said their phone was broken and I'd have to wait until they went out later. So, I sat there for hours, knowing that video was spreading around school, feeling trapped in that house. When his mom finally drove me home that afternoon, she didn't say a single word the entire drive. I ran straight to my room and didn't come out until Monday. At school, kids were calling me closet boy and making jokes about basement bathrooms. The teacher found out about the video and made Brandon delete it, but screenshots were already everywhere. For the rest of 8th grade, anytime someone had a sleepover party, they joke about whether they had closet rooms available. I never got invited to another sleepover. Story 2. She texted, I'm keeping the engagement ring. I earned it. After breaking up with me via text, I replied, keep it. Then I reported it as stolen to the insurance company with the original receipt. When the police showed up at her door, I, 28 male, got a text from my fiancée, Madison, 26, last Thursday. That pretty much nuked my entire world. We've been together 4 years, engaged for 8 months, wedding planned for next spring. The text came at 2:47 p.m. while I was in a client meeting. Madison, this isn't working anymore. I've been unhappy for months. I'm done. Don't try to contact me. I'll send someone for my things. 4 years of text. I excused myself from the meeting, handshaking. Called her immediately, straight to voicemail. Texted back asking if we could talk. No response. Called again. Nothing. Then 20 minutes later, stopped calling. I'm keeping the engagement ring. VW. I earned it after putting up with you for 4 years. Consider it compensation. I stared at that text for probably 5 minutes. The ring I'd saved for over a year to buy. The ring that cost me $18,500, a full third of my annual salary. The ring I'd had custom designed with her grandmother's. Vintage diamond reset in a new setting. My response, keep it. She heart-reacted the message. That's when something in me just shifted from devastated to coldly practical. See, here's what Madison didn't know. That ring, it was scheduled on my insurance policy. I've been paying extra premium specifically for it. Full replacement value. Documentation included, original receipt, appraisal certificate, the works, all sitting in my filing cabinet at home. I finished my meeting on autopilot, drove home, found our apartment half empty. She must have been moving out while I was at work. Her closet cleared, bathroom stuff gone, even took the coffee maker. But my important documents still there in the file cabinet. She'd always called boring adult stuff. Friday morning, 8 a.m. sharp. I walked into my insurance company's office with a folder. Explained my fiancé had left me and taken the ring without permission. Showed them the text where she admitted she had it. Showed them the receipt, appraisal, photos. The agent raised an eyebrow. She says she's keeping it, but you never gave it to her. When someone breaks up with you via text and says they're taking your property as compensation, that's not a gift. That's theft. He nodded slowly, made some calls, took my statement, said they'd need to file a police report for anything over $10,000. That's fine, I said. Madison didn't know I'd grown up helping my mom with her jewelry business. I knew exactly how ring ownership worked. An engagement ring is a conditional gift in our state given in contemplation of marriage. No marriage ring goes back. Her keeping, it wasn't just morally wrong. It was legally theft. Police report filed that afternoon. Insurance claims started. They said it could take 30 to 90 days to process. But with my documentation and her text admission, it looked straightforward. The detective assigned to the case, Detective Morrison, called me Monday, asked for Madison's current address. I gave him her best friend Sophia's address where I assumed she was staying. "Well, I'll be in touch," he said. Tuesday evening, my phone exploded. Madison calling. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "What the hell did you do?" She was screaming. "Hello to you too. The police just showed up at Sophia's in front of her neighbors. They said, 'I stole from you. You took an $18,500 ring that legally belongs to me.' What would you call it? I earned that ring. 4 years, Marcus. 4 years of my life. 4 years of a relationship you ended via text message while I was at work after moving out behind my back. You're seriously doing this over a piece of jewelry? I'm seriously following the legal process after someone took my property. You have 2 options. Return the ring or explain to the police why you won't. This is insane. You said I could keep it. I said keep it because I was in shock. That wasn't permission, Madison. That was me processing being dumped via text. She hung up. 20 minutes later, Sophia called. Marcus, what is wrong with you? You have Madison in tears. Sophia. She took property worth more than some cars. What did you expect would happen? It's an engagement ring. Everyone knows the woman keeps it. Actually, legally, no. Google it. This is so petty. Just let her have it. Let me ask you something, Sophia. If your boyfriend borrowed your car, then texted you, we're done. I'm keeping the car as compensation. Would you just let him? Silence. That's different. How? Because it's a ring. The price tag is the same. She hung up too. That was yesterday. Today, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Unknown. This is Madison's mom. We need to talk about you traumatizing my daughter with police. Call me. I didn't call. I forwarded the text to Detective Morrison and my insurance agent instead. I'm not backing down. She wanted to end things via text. She wanted to keep the ring as compensation. Cool. Then she can handle the legal process too, via the proper channels. I'll update when I hear more. Still processing the actual breakup, honestly. But right now, the anger is keeping me focused. Update 1. Holy crap, this escalated. So, it's been a week since the police visited Madison. The entitlement has reached levels I didn't think were possible. First, Detective Morrison called Thursday to update me. Madison had refused to return the ring to the officers, claiming it was a gift and I was just being vindictive. They explained the conditional gift law. She didn't care. Said she'd rather court than give it back. Fine by me. But then Friday happened. I was working from home when I heard commotion outside. Looked out the window. Someone was keying my car. Not just someone. Madison's brother, Tyler 24M. I grabbed my phone, started recording, and ran outside. Tyler, what are you doing? He spun around, key still in hand. You think you can humiliate my sister? Send cops to her door like she's some criminal? She took an $18,500 ring that I don't care. He scraped another line down my door. You're going to drop this BS right now. I'm calling the police. Go ahead. He backed away toward his truck, and next time it won't just be your paint job. Got it all on video. Beautiful 4K quality. Even got his license plate as he peeled out. Called 911. Same detective ended up responding since it was related to the ongoing case. He watched the video, shook his head. Your ex-fiance's family seems to have an interesting interpretation of property law. He said, Tyler was arrested 3 hours later, charged with vandalism and criminal mischief. Estimated damage to my car, $3,200. But wait, there's more. Saturday afternoon, Madison showed up. First time I'd seen her since the breakup. She looked rough, hair unwashed, yoga pants, oversized hoodie. Not the put-together woman I'd known. She pounded on the door. I answered, but kept the chain on. You got my brother arrested? Your brother got himself arrested when he decided to key my car on camera. Dropped the charges, both of them. This is insane. Madison, you started this. You took the ring. I followed the legal process. Your brother escalated it. That ring was mine. Every woman knows she keeps the ring. Show me the law that says that. I don't need a law. It's common knowledge. Common misconception. Actually, in this state, engagement rings are conditional gifts. No wedding, no ring. That's the actual law. She tried a different approach, tears welling up. Marcus, please. We were together 4 years. Doesn't that mean anything? It meant everything. Until you ended it with a text while robbing me. I wasn't robbing. She stopped, took a breath. Look, what if I give you some money for it? Like a payment plan? It's not about money, Madison. You have 2 choices. Return the ring or deal with the legal consequences. I can't return it. That stopped me cold. What do you mean you can't? Her face went pale. I just can't. Okay. Madison, where's the ring? She turned and practically ran to her car, but now I knew she'd done something with it. Sold it, maybe pawned it. Sunday brought another call from her mom, Linda. I actually answered this one. Marcus, sweetheart, this has gotten out of hand. Linda, your daughter took an $18,500 ring and your son vandalized my car. I'd say they got it out of hand. Can't we work this out like adults without police and insurance companies? I tried to call Madison after the breakup. She ignored me. She chose to handle this through texts and theft. What if we paid you for it over time? So Madison doesn't have the ring anymore. Silence. Linda. She used it for something important. She sold my ring. It's more complicated than I hung up. Called Detective Morrison immediately. Told him about the conversation. Monday, I got a call from my insurance company. They'd completed their investigation. With the police report, the text messages, and Madison's refusal to return the ring, they were approving my claim. Full replacement valued $18,500. But here's where it gets interesting. Insurance fraud is a felony. If Madison sold the ring and didn't disclose that to the police, she could be looking at serious charges. Tuesday, Detective Morrison called with an update. They checked local pawn shops and jewelry stores. Found it. Madison had sold the ring to a luxury consignment shop for $8,000, less than half its value. The shop had records, video footage, everything. Your ex-fiancée told us she still had the ring. Detective Morrison said that's filing a false police report on top of the theft. What happens now? Now the DA decides if they want to press charges. The insurance company will definitely want their money back from her. And that's probably just the beginning. The entitlement is staggering. She really thought she could take the ring, lie to the police. And I just what? Let it go, feel bad, and drop everything. Her family thinks I'm the villain for not letting her steal $18,500 in jewelry. I'm done feeling guilty. Done second-guessing myself. She made her choices. These are the consequences. More updates coming, I'm sure. This is far from over. Update 2. The last 2 weeks have been absolutely insane. Madison and her family have completely lost their minds. So, after my last update, the DA reviewed the case. Decision. They're charging Madison with grand theft. The ring, filing a false police report. Told cops she still had it. Insurance fraud, trying to make me eat the loss. Her brother Tyler got hit with vandalism and criminal threats. Thursday morning after the charges were filed, I woke up to find my lawn covered in garbage. Literally, someone had dumped what looked like a week's worth of trash bags all over my front yard. Coffee grounds, food waste, the works. But they made a mistake. One of the bags had mail in it. Mail addressed to Linda Henderson, Madison's mom. I didn't even call the cops this time. Just took photos, cleaned it up, and added it to my file. My lawyer, yeah, I have one now, said to document everything. But Friday was special. Madison showed up at my work. I was in a meeting when reception called up. There's a Madison here. Says it's an emergency. I knew it wasn't. Told them to ask her to leave. She refused. 10 minutes later, security is escorting a screaming Madison out while my entire office watches. Through the conference room glass, she was shrieking. He ruined my life over a ring. A stupid ring. He's destroying my family. My boss, Rebecca, called me in after. Want to explain? I gave her the short version. She nodded. Get a restraining order. Today. That afternoon, my lawyer filed for an emergency protective order granted immediately based on the workplace incident, the garbage, and Tyler's arrest. Saturday, I was served with papers. Madison was suing me for what? Intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation, and get this, breach of verbal contract. Her claim: I verbally promised the ring was hers forever when I proposed. Therefore, she had the right to sell it. My lawyer actually laughed when he read it. She admitted in writing that she sold it. This is beautiful. But Sunday was the grand finale of crazy. Madison's dad, Robert, showed up. I'd always liked Robert. Quiet guy. Worked construction. Seemed normal. I answered the door. Chain on always now. "Marcus," he said, looked exhausted. "Can we talk man to man?" Something in his voice made me listen. I stepped out onto the porch. Kept the door cracked. "I'm sorry," he started, "about all of this. The garbage that was Linda. Tyler's an idiot. And Madison," he shook his head, "I need you to know something. Okay. Madison sold that ring to pay off credit card debt. Almost $20,000 worth. Linda and I didn't know she was that deep. She'd been hiding it. Credit card debt, shopping, trips with her friends, keeping up appearances." He rubbed his face. "She thought once you were married, you'd just pay it off. When you found out about the charges, she panicked. Sold the ring, thinking she could blame the breakup on you being controlling or something." I just stared at him. "I'm not asking you to. Drop the charges," he continued. "She needs to face this, but I wanted you to know the truth and to apologize. We raised her better than this, or thought we did." He left without another word. Monday brought more news. The insurance company is going after Madison civilly for the $18,500 they paid me, plus damages. The consignment shop that bought the ring. They're covered legally since they followed proper procedures. But Madison's still on the hook for the difference. My lawyer did some math. $18,500 insurance payout. She now owes $3,200 for my car damages, legal fees growing daily, potential criminal fines, plus the $20,000 credit card debt her dad mentioned. She's looking at close to $50,000 in debt, possible jail time, and a criminal record. All because she thought she earned a ring. Tuesday, Sophia, remember her? Madison's best friend messaged me on Instagram. "Marcus, I know you blocked my number, but read this. M is spiraling. She's had to move back in with her parents, lost her job because of the charges, and can't afford a lawyer. Her mom spent their savings on Tyler's bail. I know her mad, but can you please consider dropping this? She's learned her lesson. Learned her lesson. She dumped me via text after 4 years. Stolen $185, $500 ring. Sold it for less than half its value. Lied to police. Had her brother vandalize my car. Had her mom dump garbage on my lawn. Showed up at my workplace, is now suing me. What lesson? That actions have consequences." My response: she should have thought about that before committing multiple felonies. Please don't contact me again. Yesterday, my lawyer called with an update. Madison's public defender reached out about a plea deal. If I agreed to drop the civil suit and request leniency from the AITA, she'd plead guilty to a lesser charge. "What do you want to do?" he asked. "What happens if we don't take the deal?" "Trial, probably conviction on all counts, real jail time. The evidence is overwhelming." I thought about the 4 years we'd spent together, the plans we'd made, the future I'd imagined. Then I thought about that text. "I'm keeping the ring between you. I earned it. No deal," I said. Some might think I'm being harsh, but she didn't just break up with me. She tried to steal from me, destroy my property, disrupt my work, and then sue me for holding her accountable. The entitlement to think she could do all this and face no consequences. That's what gets me. She earned that ring. Well, now she's earned everything that comes with theft, fraud, and harassment. I'll update after the trial. My life's finally starting to feel normal again. New locks, security cameras, restraining order in place. Even started talking to someone new from my gym. Moving on feels good. Madison wanted to keep the ring as compensation for 4 years. Instead, she's getting compensated with exactly what she deserves. Consequences. Final update. It's been a wild few months, but it's finally over. Grab some popcorn. For this one, the trial was set for last month, but things took a turn before we got there. 3 weeks before the trial date, Madison's public defender reached out again, this time with a very different tone. Apparently, they'd finally gotten full discovery from the day, including the security footage from the consignment shop, text messages between Madison and her friends planning to sell the ring, bank records showing the credit card debt, video from my workplace security cameras, ring doorbell footage of the garbage incident. The texts were damning messages to Sophia from 2 weeks before the breakup. Once I sell the ring, I can pay off the visa and Marcus will never know. He's so clueless. Lowell. Just need to figure out how to keep it after I dump him. Premeditated. She'd been planning this. Her lawyer wanted to make a deal. Guilty plea, too. Theft under $10,000, a wobbler that could be reduced to misdemeanor, restitution to the insurance company, and 2 years probation. In exchange, they dropped the fraud charges and agreed not to pursue additional civil damages. My lawyer advised taking it. She have a record. Owe the money and you can move on. But Madison had one more card to play. 2 days before I had to respond to the plea offer, I got a call from Detective Morrison. Mr. Chun, we have a situation. Madison Henderson is at the hospital. Apparent suicide attempt. My stomach dropped. Despite everything, I didn't want that. Is she? She's stable. But her mother is here claiming you drove her to this, demanding we arrest you. I met with my lawyer immediately. He assured me I had nothing to worry about legally, but suggested we be careful moving forward. That evening, Robert, her dad, called. She took pills, he said quietly. Not enough to, or enough to scare us. Marcus, I'm not calling to blame you, but I need you to know she's pregnant. The world stopped. What? About 2 months? That's why she's been so desperate about the money. It's not yours, he added quickly. She's been seeing someone since before you broke up. The cheating explains so much. The sudden distance, the quick exit, the desperation for money. Who? I asked. Some guy she met online lives across the country. He blocked her once she told him about the pregnancy. So she panicked, sold my ring to cover her debts, thinking she could start fresh with this new guy. When that fell apart and the legal consequences hit, she spiraled. I felt empty, not angry anymore, just tired. What do you want from me, Robert? Nothing. Just maybe consider the plea deal. For the kid's sake, if nothing else, a baby doesn't deserve a mom in prison. I talked it over with my lawyer, my family, my therapist. In the end, I agreed to the plea deal with modifications. Guilty plea of felony theft, not reduced. Full restitution to insurance company, $18,500, 3 years formal probation, 200 hours community service, no contact order permanent. Tyler pays for my car damage. The DA agreed. Madison took the deal. The final court hearing was anticlimactic. Madison looked small, defeated. Pregnancy just starting to show. She pleaded guilty. Judge accepted. Done in 20 minutes. As we left the courthouse, Linda, her mom, approached. My lawyer stepped between us. Please, she said, just let me say something. I nodded. I'm sorry. We failed her. Failed you. I hope you find someone who deserves you. They walked away. That was the last time I saw any of them. It's been 2 months since the hearing. Life is surprisingly normal. Madison is paying restitution at $200 a month. It'll take years, but that's her problem. Tyler paid for my car. The restraining order means they can't contact me. I heard through the grapevine that Madison had the baby, living with her parents. Working retail, single mom, the life she was so desperate to avoid. As for me, remember that woman from the gym I mentioned? Her name's Jessica. We've been dating 2 months now. She knows the whole story. Insisted on paying for her own dinner on our first date. Joked that she didn't want to be accused of theft. She's straightforward, independent, has her own career. Own place, own car, no games, no drama. It's refreshing. And the ring. The insurance company sued the consignment shop to get it back. Standard procedure. Last I heard, it was being held as evidence. Once everything's fully resolved, I'll have the option to buy it back from insurance at a depreciated rate. I'm thinking of having it reset into cufflinks and a tie pin. Something useful from something that caused so much chaos. Madison thought she earned that ring after 4 years. In the end, all she earned was a criminal record, crushing debt, and life as a single mom depending on her parents. Me, I earn my freedom, self-respect, and a chance at a relationship with someone who doesn't see me as a meal ticket. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't elaborate. It's just letting people face the natural consequences of their choices. Madison wanted the ring as compensation. She got compensated. All right, with exactly what she deserved. Thanks for following this. Wild ride, Reddit. I'm logging off this account now. Time to fully move on. Remember, if someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. And always, always get ring insurance.